It's a true privilege to come and visit with you. And my coworker Martha, that works in the clinic, when I asked her what I talk about, she just said, "Well, show them what is new in the last year," and they would be excited about hearing anything about what is new. And so, one of the things that I wanted to share with you is that I didn't know if you knew that there was an ostomy support group that meets at Porter, and I received these handouts from the leader, the president of the group, and she's got a colostomy. And I haven't really been to that group in a long time, but they meet, and I think they're even meeting tonight. It's the fourth Tuesday of the month, and it's at Porter, and it's for all ostomy people, ostomies and their family that whatnot that come. And so they're just a great group of people, because you wouldn't know that they've got an ostomy, just like just standing here with you all, who does and who doesn't. It doesn't really make any difference. So it's a really great group. I wanted you to know about them. One of the things, now we have Hollister supplies at Centura, and so that's what I know the best, because that's what we have stocked on our shelves. We feel like it's easy for staff to be using in the hospital. We think it's easy for patients to learn on, and then go from there when we know that there's lots out there. And so I've got samples of others with me, just so that you can see them. So the Hollister is the thing that I know the best. One of the new things that Hollister has put out that maybe, Martha, you'd be interested in as well, is that they put out this journal that's intended to be used from the very beginning of your experience all the way through. It's got tabs in here for, it talks about healthy stoma and peristomal skin, so the skin around there, about a 2-piece and a 1-piece, daily tips, and it's even got an area that you can do some journaling on. And so how about if I just pass it so that you can just look through there. I don't know if it, I really like it because it's a one place for all of the stuff to go, for all of the handouts that we give over the entire time that the patient is in the hospital with us. So I think it's really kind of nice, and so I can put specific things specific to you in there, and then you take that, and then it's yours. One of the new things that Hollister has come out with is a different skin barrier, and I'd like to share that with you. Oh, there's my other copies as well. It's called Sarah Plus, so let me pass that as well. And it's a new skin barrier that sticks to your skin, obviously around the stoma, and that the information that I'm passing around talks about how it's really good for your skin and helps to keep a healthy skin around your stoma, and liken it even to if you have skin issues for stuff sticking to your skin, that maybe the Sarah Plus is what might be helpful to you. So it just talks about that's designed to support healthy skin from the very start. So go ahead.
So I have a question. So I did just ask if it's okay if she has one. She does. Like
no, I had.
You had.
I had those in the hospital, and then for weeks after, but I have nothing now.
Oh, okay.
But I have to say, from anything that was taped onto me, which I have a number of things, those were the least issue, and where I have no irritants now, where some of the other adhesives that was on me, I can still feel irritation.
So my question was, though, is as a patient, do you have a choice what they use, and how do you know what's out there? Besides, you're showing us one, I've never seen one before.
So we will get you started if you end up, and I know with Michelle, right, that she had tubes going every which way, and she had to have a pouch system was fixed to the skin in the pouch for her stents at first, and then after, and I have more experience with the urostomy patients than I do because you went away with all of those tubes, and I know then the management then is kind of taken over by TUCC. So, so we just helped her with, you know, the pouch that she needed and let her do it for a while until those stents were removed.
Okay.
Right. So a lot of times you don't know, unless you've had a lot of things stick into your skin, you don't know that you've got allergies or problems with that kind of stuff. So
there is another point that we help direct you to the providers of products.
Okay.
Like if you come back to us after surgery and say, I really like this Hollister, we look at your insurance, we work with 4 vendors right now. And if you don't have a preference, we'll just choose one of them and refer you on to them, make sure the insurance is right. If it kicks back and they say, no, we can't handle your insurance, we will find one. Insurance drives everything for this. But those companies, they're called durable medical companies, carry all the different product lines, not just Hollister, which is excellent, but they carry all of them. And they can help direct you. If something doesn't work, they almost always have a urostomy support person that you can talk to, and you say, okay, this is the problem I'm having. If you cannot get in touch with these folks, is there another product? Can you send me samples? Ask for samples. They will send you different brands, different types, so never hesitate to do that. And just another little point about the medical, durable medical equipment companies is that you're their customer for life. If their service level is not through the roof, leave them and find another company. Let us help you do that, and we want to know about that because they need to take care of you, and we'll help you with that if that becomes an issue.
Just from an experience with insurance, so personally, make sure you talk to your doctor, depending on what you find out with insurance. As the example, catheters are not covered under my insurance. It specifically says DME, no urinary catheters, last night. So anyway, here, they have supplied me, and I worked through something, and you can reuse them in the case of me. Most people cannot reuse catheters, but I can. So in that sense, talking through with my doctor, I didn't go down the road with the insurance company of ending up investing in 300 catheters a month.
So for a patient that's got a urostomy, we try really hard to place that first order with the medical supply company before discharge with commercial insurance. With Medicare, though, we can't do that. I can have the prescription already and everything, but if then going to have home care or go to a skilled facility, you can't place that order until after the person is discharged from that care because it's considered double dipping. You can't get supplies from every angle with Medicare. So we try really hard to at least get that first order going, and then you can adjust that order however you want it, that kind of thing.
And you are never stuck with a product line.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You
That's
change.
right.
There is a company named Byram, which I have a book on, and got things about every supply that there is. I use Hollister, I use these products here, but I got that through Susan. Susan still with you? Susan Buck? Yeah. She's a great lady. So she was the one that recommended that, and then I had home care for about 6 weeks, and that was the product they were using, and then I just followed it up when I make a call, when I need supplies. I have an account number.
Yeah.
It's really easy. I mean, you get it returned, you get your products within, I think about 4 or 5 days.
Good
All right,
question,
yeah.
Ann. Good question.
Yeah.
Very good. I talked about Theraplus. It said it's just a you can certainly get that if you wanted to, and we can order that with samples. We order through Secure Start, Hollister, for a sample supply to come to you. I wanted to show you, this is the older style of pouch that, has now been replaced with a newer style. This has got a cover for the very bottom of the spigot, and it's hard and whatnot. And let me just show you. This is the new pouch that Hollister's put out. In all of the product companies, they're very competitive, and so everything is very similar. And I've got the other two companies to show you. So the whole idea of this newer upgrade is that it's got chambers down here at the bottom to spread the urine out so it doesn't become so balloon-like. The bottom of, and they all have these kind of baffle separations in here, so that the whole idea is that when the urine goes down into the pouch, that it can't reflux unless it gets so full that it can't reflux or up around the stoma. The whole idea of the pouch system is to help protect the upper urinary tract from infection, and so this keeps the urine that goes down in there from just pooling right around the stoma. And then the bottom of the spigot part, they've got this cover that already comes with it. You can easily pull it off if you're connected to your gravity bag, but that's very soft and malleable. And so the spigot part, this is in the off position and then opened up. You can see the drop here, and
Do they have an arrow on that one?
it's just got the drop.
Oh, I see,
not,
yeah, right.
and so you can tell even by just feel with on the left side, or is this on the right side. You know, you can tell just by feel as well that whether, what position is it in. So let me pass that around to you, and I have more. Yes, Sandy?
I have a question about that, both things. I like what you're saying about the chambers or that, but, can you use the other little fasteners for that bag?
The clear one.
The little clear.
The fastener,
That fastener on that other bag.
this?
The cap, yeah.
That, hang on, the reason I asked that is I tried that because that is so big.
Oh, I don't know if that will work in.
Well, I thought it was maybe dripping a little, leaking a little, and that's so I don't know if it would work or not, because it didn't seem like maybe it was working.
So is it completely turned off in the off position?
Oh, yeah.
Closed position, okay.
But that is such a big round thing.
Oh,
I like the way it works, and I
Right.
like the chamber idea.
I'm just
But it's such
concerned
a
about it.
big,
Mm-hmm.
bigger than the other.
Right.
And I
Okay.
didn't know if you really can use that other fastener on that bag.
I am not sure. How about
This is the one.
if you put one on there, just that
I mean, it
one?
works, it actually works, that's what it is.
And you're saying that this can replace it?
Yes, you
Oh,
can use
that's
this
nice.
pouch and have that one instead of this one.
This one, this is the piece you want to get rid of?
See, and you're talking about.
Or
infection.
this.
Yeah, urinary infection was caused by.
I didn't think that.
No, they still do the same thing. They have the baffles in there so the urine can go down in the bottom.
So far?
So it has
Yeah.
the same function. It can spread the urine out. And then it's got a.
Oh, it's not a solid cap. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's supposed
good.
to keep from that last.
Oh, I see it
drop
now.
coming
I see it
out.
now, yeah.
And then
It
it's got
does
a
fit.
different adapter
Yeah.
that comes
Worth
in the
trying.
box as well.
Okay.
So just so you know about the different adapters. So, let me show you from, the product companies. This one is Coloplast. And so this particular one is a one-piece, so that means that what sticks to the skin and the pouch don't separate. So this particular one would need to be cut to fit the size of the stoma, and you know that eventually you can get pre-cut, whether it's one-piece or two-piece, and so it would be cut to fit around the stoma. This pulls back, and so you can see that it's got chambers in there. It has that same anti-reflux mechanism, and then at the bottom, it's got a spout instead of a spigot. so to speak. So the spout, then, the plug is like this, that you push in. And one of the nice things about the pouch, that this would be this way, whether it was a one-piece or a two-piece, is that it's got this really nice, backing to it. They all have kind of a material-like backing so that it's not so plasticky on your skin. And then certainly all of the products can come whether you can see through it or not. The other, the others not see-through would look similar to this, because after a while, some people don't want to see what's in there. They know urine's in there, and they don't need to be seeing what's in there anymore. And so you could have it this way as well. So let me pass that around just so that you can see what that one looks like. And then Convatec, I don't have a rep that could give me any new information. So this has got the baffles in there, so to speak. So for the anti-reflux, this has a little bit different of a spigot at the bottom. And so this one has got an arrow when it's open, and then it's flipped over for when it's closed, and then this has a little covering on it, a little cover for that. And a more recent, I could turn that around, that one, and this is for stool, but I wanted to show you this is a more recent improvement in Convatec, is that the backing is more flocked material-like thing, and so the urostomy pouches would be similar to that as well. So do you have any questions about the pouches? Yes?
I saw on one of the catalogs, I haven't looked into it yet, but it said something about there's some that are shorter, not as long.
Right.
No, you don't have any shorter ones.
No, I don't have any examples of any shorter ones.
This is, fine.
Ask them to send it to you.
Yeah, I've some other things that they asked me.
Yeah.
And, the one piece I found was like, somehow I liked it because it's flat, it didn't have so many layers, but, it just started pulling on my skin and killing me, causing pain.
That's right.
It was
We were,
pulling on the skin.
right.
So I thought, well, I guess I can't do that. I tried it 2 different times and just.
You went back to the two pieces.
Yeah.
Very good.
The
Now,
other thing was I had one barrier that just, it stuck so tight, we could hardly get it off.
It pulls
It was
apart.
pulling apart, the glue was pulling
oh
apart.
my.
And only one, I mean, the rest of the box wasn't that way. But it was, we didn't know we'd get it off.
There are certain times when you can get like a bad box of supplies, and so the company needs to know about
I
that.
know, and I probably didn't know which box, I box in the drawer.
Right.
But I haven't had any trouble with any other one. It was just strange, because we never had any problems.
Gotcha. One of the things that one of the products I don't really advocate for urostomy, but sometimes we need to have it, are barrier rings. And so, barrier rings are, but they have this regular size, thickness one, and they've come out with a slim or it's real thin. And so it would be used, and you can certainly open them up and fiddle with them, and I've got lots of them if you would like to play with them. You can render them useless if you play too much, that kind of thing, but, let me see, I want to.
And why do you use these?
So what they're used for is that, say that you got a crease, maybe at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock of your stoma, and you need some way in order to fill that in so that the urine doesn't leak out the sides. We might use a little piece of the barrier ring, or we could use a whole ring and put around the stoma in order to keep a good seal.
I do that. I use this, it's great.
So do you use the regular
Yeah,
size?
I haven't seen this one.
So how about if you want to take some of the slim and see if you like them?
Okay.
Sometimes
Replace the other one.
it's just way too thick,
Yeah.
and sometimes you're stretching it out to make it thinner anyway.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Very good, very good.
Yeah,
So,
but I just don't want to leak, and, this
Right.
thing, It's something that, Susan had recommended to me, there's a regular one, I haven't seen this new one. But I use this and I spread it, I pull it out a little bit so it covers,
Just at the side,
it covers that guy there, yeah.
the whole, you use it for the whole
Yeah, right,
entire
yeah.
area,
And
okay?
mine is pre-cut now already because I've been using it 9 months but my stomach has grown.
Is that right?
Yeah, and that's what Susan said when I called her, but when I talked to Dr. Ausberger, and I had him look at it, he said, no, you're okay. But I had to get a larger,
The opening, you needed
yeah,
to
a
get
larger one of
a,
those guys. So I've got to, like 1 3/4 instead of 1 3/8 or something like that.
oh, okay.
So it's growing,
Yeah,
it's
that makes sense.
not growing on me now. I mean, I don't need that to happen, but
Okay.
Well, that usually stabilizes,
I would hope so.
yeah,
Usually the only change that is the plane on which the, you know, your pouch system rests on, whether you gain weight or lose weight, you know, that kind of thing, so.
Well, I've been told by Susan and others, I have a great looking stomach. The first time she looked at me, she said, you got a great stomach. I said, really? Really? I'll have to tell my kids that.
That's what an ostomy nurse gets off on. is-
Yeah.
is, oh, you know, it,
Well,
when
I hear
it,
that some of them really don't protrude out, mine does.
that's right.
Mine is in good shape, so I mean,
Mhm.
I've had some great comments about them. I maybe even go swimming and let people know about it.
yeah.
So the beauty of the barrier rings plus the skin barrier is the whole idea is to have a pouch system that is reliable and dependable and stays on a determined amount of time, so that you know it's Monday and it's Thursday, so I need to change my pouch. And I've learned that when I do it on those days, that I can think about something else and I don't have to worry about my pouch leaking. So those are all, you know, just different things in order to get you to that point. There's lots of other supplies that there are, like an ostomy belt. There are convex, instead of them being flat, they're convex, so that they actually, when you put it on, it actually pushes in on the skin around the stoma to get the stoma to stick out a little bit more, so that the urine will come out and go down into the pouch as compared to undermining underneath there. So that's what all of the different kinds are for, is to help get a really good, dependable feel.
You talk about the night patch underneath.
So Byram, I have ordered a night drainage bag, and the one from Hollister, it hooks on the side of your bed. Well, I don't know too many people that have beds, like in a hospital, where you can hook things to the side of them,
You
and so.
don't have to do that. I don't hook mine on the side of the bed. I have Hollister. I don't hook mine. I have a waste paper basket that I put my bag in. But I don't hook it on the side.
And so, maybe those of you that don't know, the idea of going to bed at night is to connect with the adapter and connecting it to a night drainage collector so that you can sleep all night long. And, you know, the urine just collects in there. And then you disconnect, rinse it out really well, keep it clean, and then you reconnect at night. Right after surgery, you have a drainage bag connected from the very beginning, and then eventually you get to where that you don't need this. So this is an example. It's not very clear, but from Byram, that you can get this one similar to the Convatec jug that rests on the floor, you know, and it's got a cute little plaid bag that you can put it in. But so this is an example. And I know that those of you that have had you know, a lot of things going on before you have your cystectomy surgery, is that you're used to having maybe a gravity bag or a leg bag or whatnot that you're connecting to, so that all is not new. So I think all in all, those are basically all the things that I wanted to show you about what's new or different, you know, in the last few months in the ostomy world, at least that I know of. Do you have any questions, or Ann, do you have more questions?
Well, I have an observation.
Okay.
I think I thought that everyone that had bladder cancer automatically eventually had their bladder removed. Not the case, which, I mean, that's good to know. I think this one's probably going to be removed, but it's good to know that there are people who survive it and are still active and leading very active lives. My husband and I also both ride motorcycles. And so, you know, we want to still be able to do things. I don't want him in a wheelchair.
Well, and we promote, all the companies, I believe, that, you know, because they are competitive, that you can do anything that you want to do after your surgery. If you know, if you rock climb, if you go swimming, you can go in a hot tub. Certainly there's things that you need to do, you know, to make it all work and whatnot, but they don't, you know, products don't work well in extremes of heat or cold. About supplies are concerned, might have to change a little bit sooner or whatnot, but this is all intended to free you up for going on and having the rest of your life, right? Right, very good, no matter which kind of diversion that you end up having, yeah. Go ahead.
Probably the biggest question people have is, I travel a lot, where are my supplies going? So you run into that. So you do sometimes a little bit of planning. You can also ask the company to ship it to different addresses. They can do that. So don't let it inhibit anything. There's no reason for it. You may have to ask some questions and do a little bit of research, but you can make it happen. On this website, after the meeting with the recording of this, I will put links to the 4 companies that we recommend and deal with, so you can go look. One of the nice things about their websites is you can look at their catalogs. Like you sound like you have a paper catalog. You can look at it electronically and request samples, all that type of thing.
That's right.
Has anyone who has a bag, external, been flying in a plane? Because I called DIA because I wanted to know, are you going to get the pat down? And he basically said yes.
That really hit the news a couple of years ago.
I got that information as well.
Yeah. And I don't like that idea.
So
But
I
don't know for
understood
sure.
with the Ostomy Support Group, that there are travel cards
Yes.
that you can get. Did you all make a travel card that you can show to kids?
Yes, but they still
Doesn't work.
are not going to not show.
Yeah.
Right.
Anything.
Well, at least
You know,
maybe they might be a little bit more careful, because what happened a couple years ago was tremendously embarrassing.
It was terrible. This agent patted this individual down after they were very vocal about what to expect, and he was so aggressive, or she was so aggressive, that it disrupted the bag, and of course urine went everywhere. So it was a very traumatic experience for everybody involved. So again, planning, getting something in writing. I'll make a copy of this for you. It's a TSA card, and you can carry that with you.
Do they
But-
honor this then or not?
All they said that they would do is they would help with that. If you had that, that's
You
great.
can
But they're
ask
still
to be
going
pulled
do
aside
their
for
advice.
privacy,
Yes.
and
They'll pass it down.
Probably, yes.
Well, I think that's the world that we live in.
Yeah.
So that, you know, I still think that would certainly help you to have a
Yeah.
respectful time going.
I would think so.
Yeah.
It's a good meeting.
and before you get in the security line, empty your bag. That will help prevent, worst case scenarios.
Thanks so much for letting me come and
Thank
visit
you,
with
yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
you.